the man above and up him, I got a blue. Put it in the kitchen, some of my well like a patrol. The singers and DJs and social media's coming at you. 300% free. Garbage pile of it. Give the teacher them pay. I see corruption fee. Mash down the people them out. Every day appear arms out. Appear money them a thief. And them a sell out the beach. Can't for me again. You can't for me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy Kenyan, we can't buy time. You can't for me again. Can't for me again. You can't for me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch a line and a resort to crime. You can't for me again. Come me say big up all the charities and all of the giver. Some a go like say them powerful, they no make a bigger. The urgent the promises do not them not deliver. Cut up the youth and rough and it's going down a river. Them a bull money and they lie them tell. Corruption smell and they pocket them swell. When police don't a market like Satan out of hell, go mash up people start and thief when them fell. On the tree they market man. On them a tree they cat man. On the tree they peanut man. On them a tree they dirt man. On them a treat the son man. On them a treat policeman. On them a treat soldier man. Global TV send another one. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, Global TV, I send them home. Yeah, man, this is Michael Buckley. I tell you, say, yo, the Global TV, yeah, man, me represent that 100%. Play the music, Global. Boom shot.
Good evening and welcome to the Global Television Group. Thank you for joining us this evening. This evening, Global Television will speak to Mr. Patmore, the candidate for South Trelawny, who will be contesting the Phil Wimple seat for the People's National Party. But before Mr. Patmore joins us this evening, we will have a bit of chit-chat until Mr. Patmore joins us. Who did Oba and Wowo Yanda this evening over Parliament where Faval did I read? Anybody here did they put up on a hand? If anybody did over Parliament this evening from PBCJ, put up on a hand, please. And Carl Faval make we ask one question. Good evening to my community of party and all my family members. Good evening to all my subscribers, platform membership holders, moderators, subscribers, viewers, and commenters. Good evening and welcome. Thank you for joining us. Sunshine, Isilda Williams, Beat and Teach, Debbie Jervis. Good evening. Good evening. Natalia Freeman. Good evening. Dorrit Elliott. Good evening. Denise Hall. Noreen Dennison. Prof. Gorgeous Lady. Prof. Gorgeous Lady, a long time in see you. CXC exam and now I wonder if I can get my teacher friend come do a maths talk. I have a maths specialist friend. I go see if I can get him to come do a maths talk. I mean, done that way there. Yvonne Johnson, good evening. Good evening. Yvonne, yes. Who else is here? Take time, scroll through. Patricia Matthews, how are you? Good evening and welcome. Carla Richards. Carleen, rather, Richards. Real sweet. Good evening and welcome. Good evening. Janet Riley. Good evening and welcome. Elaine Turner. Good evening. The song you know. Good evening and welcome. Izzy Holder. Good evening. Michelle Lewis Wilson. Good evening and welcome. Good evening. Good evening. Yvonne Riley, good evening. Lorraine Barrett. Annie Jones, good evening. Millicent Jones. Winston Darkins. Kevon Fairclutch. Violet Watson. Fabian Ford. Larice Beckford. OCXT last week was Spanish. Awena Mats. Daniel Taylor. Good evening and welcome. Thank you for joining. Lilith Lockerbie. Good evening. Good evening, Amoy. Good evening. Gwendolyn Scott. Good evening. Monica Wills. Andrea Daly. Good evening. Good evening, all, and welcome. Thank you for joining. Nobody did. Nobody. No. They are coming to see. Nobody raise their hand. Andrea Daly. Anybody did over Parliament this evening when Favour attack? Favour did I read one report. Colleen Stewart, how are you? You can't so bad that no never over there. And so boring them be. But Favour did I read this evening again. Me never copy it out. If you come bored, because me don't know how much time you can turn up on a toe and bite on a finger. You did the beat and teach. You don't think so when Favour if you read anything. Claudia Fletcher, how are you? You saw as well. When Favour if you read anything, each sentence needs to be a paragraph and it needs to be written in bold. Daniel Till, isn't it shocking how the Minister of Education articulate herself, whether it be in a press conference or on the floor of Parliament? Isn't it rather shocking? But then again, we never have people in the right position. Janet McIntosh, Angela 48349, Carlene Stewart. But Favour it wasn't just boring Blossom. It just sound amateur and dunce. We need to make sure Favour have it. Each sentence is a paragraph. You can't give Favour things. You can't give her a 5-sentence paragraph. That is confusing to the minister. You speechwriters need to be careful when you write speech for the minister. Good grief. Jackie Graham, how are you? Be careful, man. I say Estee. But I'm going to show you one little clippings of a police stop a yard. Then we're going to play the Juliet part, because Juliet table some report to them. But I want to hear for yourself, because member say me done so than Favour. If Favour can't so done so and get away with it, me suppose to, Lord Jesus. What a wow. They may call a situation. If Favour can get away with it, me forget away with it too. After all, Favour is in charge of the nation's education, the education of your children. Minister Joopy. Not even those who are run from the truth, jupe up like Favour. When people can't respond to the truth, me see them jupe up like Favour and join themselves. Favour, you read like you play a victim. No, sir. Favour, you read like you're playing victim. Earl Allen, how are you? You talk truth. Favour not read like a victim she a play. It cannot be like that, Minister of Education. And boy, on a school something there. Judge Simmons. Pamela O'Connor. On a school philosophy really bored me, because I don't understand what I talk about and I don't see. Maybe we don't have a broader argument what we don't tell we, but that's so what we don't tell we. Anyway, I could look on the picnic police and call the commissioner, because sometimes we have to advise dunce people. You see, remember, it was a madman with him hose who prevented a robbery. We saw that video that went viral. Georgia Dennis Christopher. Call the commissioner. Make you look on him picking the police then. Because some of these police don't remember, say, I just wear the big people there, wipe them body and I change them and feed them. You know, so they don't remember? Them picking the police here.
Yes, officer?
Constable Brown, we don't leave for vehicle safety check. You have anything to declare to the police in the firearm?
No, by the way, I'm recording.
Yeah, let me see your vehicle documents along with your driver's license.
You say you're conducting people safety check?
Yes, sir.
That is not a lawful reason to stop me, an officer.
Listen me, sir.
Officer.
Can I have a vehicle documents along with
Officer,
your driver's license?
that is not a lawful reason to stop me.
Can I have a vehicle document?
If you order me, officer, this can be quick and we can go.
License? And can you step outside the vehicle and let me have a search of the vehicle as well?
Oh, you want to search a vehicle?
We
For
are
what?
searching for illegal drugs.
Yes.
Firearm.
Yes. Can I turn off the engine?
Yeah, you can switch off the engine.
Step out of the vehicle. All right.
Documents along-
So you want to search my vehicle?
Yes, sir.
Oh, and you want to see my documents?
Along with the vehicle documents.
And again, are you willing to understand that that's not a lawful reason to stop me?
Can I have a vehicle document?
Are you ordering? Are you asking?
Produce a vehicle document.
Yes, I can, but if you order me, I'll give it to you.
Can you produce a vehicle?
Give me a lawful order. Just say I'm ordering you and I'll give it to you.
Sir. Give me a vehicle documents.
Is that an order or is it a request, sir?
Yeah, what I said, sir.
Is that an order or a request?
No,
Okay. Simple question. Order or request? In fact, call a supervisor on the scene.
can I have a vehicle document, sir, along with the driver's license?
So that's an order, officer? Simply yes or no? Why are you getting upset?
Longer here, no?
Yes. The longer I'm here, the longer you waste my time. If you give me an order, breach my constitutional right to freedom of movement without having a lawful reason, you didn't suspect me of committed any crime, you just want to look at my documents, then it's a half a million lawsuit, like ordering.
Yeah, let me have your vehicle documents along with your driver's license.
You see this police, this authority where you don't have a power police.
Let me see your vehicle documents along with your driver's
So that's an order, officer? Simple.
It's a request.
And if you're requesting, sir, I'm saying I humbly decline.
Just produce your driver's license.
I humbly decline that request, officer.
Alright.
All right, yeah, call a supervisor, call somebody. Call somebody. This is not my first rodeo. It's illegal random stops. Don't go read, man. Go and check the commissioner. Go check somebody, because them know. Come on. I said, no. We just passed through 1 hour ago, don't listen.
You know what I'm trying to do? The time I'm going to
Come on, no? Don't them where we go. Come, we trailer come now. Come on. Come. Let's go down the port. You want to bring it that far? Lawsuit come faster.
So you think I'm afraid of a lawsuit, sir?
I'm not sure.
My lawful duty.
But you're not giving me a lawful order, officer. You just say you're asking me a request. I'm humbly declining your request. But if you order me, then that's a different thing. Question, am I free to go? Am I free to go? Am I free to go? Am I free to go, officer? I am not free to go? Officer, am I free to go? Them the vehicle you can stop randomly and taxi. Transport Authority Act. Not a private vehicle. Oh, okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Jamaican foodie rebel with a cause, Claudia Fletcher. Who else have I seen? James, Sharon Powell, Daniel Taylor. Who else have I seen? The Easy Jerk World. What going, bro? I've been a Sarkodie. How are you? Yvette Gonzalez, Brittany L, Jeanette McIntosh. You see them young, them picking a police, yeah, where them are sent out on road. The new commissioner need to seriously think about training, and not just training, but deployment. Jollof Entertainment, how are you? Not just training, deployment. You can't send so bad manners picnic road with gun and uniform without proper training, without tactfulness, without any human skills in them, without any communication skills, without any seniority. You can't keep unleashing the picnic police them power. We see the other viral video where the picnic police them hold the man by his neck and drive him out of the car and tell him it's a different approach. No. A different approach, Commissioner, would be training and deployment. Lorraine Taylor. You can't keep sending out the bad manners, bad broke, untrained, spoil, push chair picnic them. But just don't remember, say what the people they are bathe and change and feed them. And because them have authority and uniform, them want to rub up themselves with every big people them sip on road. There is enough of them going viral in public for the new commissioner to see that as something to take into consideration. Hold on, peeps. Let me just send a quick email. Hold on 1 second. So training and deployment really need to be looked at in order so we have better rapport with the public and the police. Otherwise, we not go get nowhere if trust and communication break down. As long as trust and communication break down, we are not going to have any form of working relationship with the police. So the commissioner seriously need to take this into consideration. But let's move over to Juliet now before Mr. Patmore gets here and listen to the things Juliet tabled today.
Announcements. Hold on a moment, please.
Thank you, Jalov. Thank you.
Announcements.
Laid on the table of the House are the following: the interception of communications, amendment of First Schedule Order 2024 and resolution under the Interception of Communications Act, along with its related ministry paper numbered 13 of 2024. The National Minimum Wage Amendment Order 2024 and resolution under the Minimum Wage Act. The Minimum Wage Industrial Security Guards Amendment Order 2024 and resolution under the Minimum Wage Act. Annual report of the Devon House Development Limited for the financial year 2022-2023. Annual report of Jamaica Vacations Limited for the financial years 2017-2018 and 2018-2019. Annual report and audited financial statements of the Urban Development Corporation for the financial years 2016-2017 and 2017-2018. Annual report and audited financial statements of the Sugar Industrial Authority for the year ended 2018, along with its Minister Paper numbered 14 of 2024. Annual report and audited financial statements of the National Irrigation Commission Limited for the year ended 2021-2022, along with its Minister Paper numbered 15 of 2024. Jamaica's updated National Implementation Plan for Management of Persistent Organic Pollutants in Jamaica 2023 and its Minister Paper numbered 16 of 2024. Bank of Jamaica report on performance and main activities of the Board of Directors for the financial year 2023. Transforming Education for National Development Year 1 report, March 2024. Attorney General's Chamber's opinion dated July 14, 2023, re-report submitted under Section 36 of the Integrity Commission Act and Standing Order 73D. Attorney General's Chamber's opinion dated November 6 of 2023, retabling of Auditor General's submitted reports. Internal memoranda dated November 7 and 8, 2023, from the Legislative Council entitled Opinion on the Reports on the Public Bodies Submitted to Parliament by the Auditor General and Opinion on Tabling of Reports from the Integrity Commission and submissions of same to the Integrity Oversight Committee. Integrity Commission report of investigation into concerns that 1. Mr. George Callaghan, former CEO of the Sugar Industrial Authority, made false statements in the statutory declarations filed by him for the 3 years 2018 to 2020. Secondly, Mr. Trevon Clark, an employee of the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, failed to file his statutory declarations with the Integrity Commission for the years 2019, 2020, and 2021 in breaches of the Integrity Commission Act. Thirdly, Mr. Charlton McFarlane, an employee of the Registrar General's Department, failed to file his statutory declarations with the Integrity Commission for the years 2019, 2020, 2021, and 2022 in breaches of the Integrity Commission Act. Mr. Dwayne Vaz, a former Member of Parliament, failed to provide information requested by the Commission in respect of his statutory declaration for the year 2019. And finally, Mr. Oral Reid, an employee of the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, failed to file his statutory declarations with the Integrity Commission for the years 2019, 2020, and 2021 in breaches of the Integrity Commission Act, along with their respective indicative ruling. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Bills brought from the Senate. Bills brought from the Senate.
The following is a message from the President of the Senate. To the Honorable House of Representatives, I have the honor to advise the Honorable House of Representatives that on the 12th day of April 2024, the bill entitled An Act to Amend the Appropriation Act 2024 to exclude all expenditure and for connected matters was passed in the Senate without amendments. Thomas Tavares Finson, OJ, CD, KC, JP, President of the Senate.
Listen to interference, you know.
Before we go on, the question was asked. I have caused to lay on the table of Parliament the advice of the Attorney General as well as the advice of the Legislative Council for Parliament which formed part of my review and consideration regarding the process to be engaged when tabling reports of the Auditor General in respect of public bodies. I have also laid on the table the opinions as it relates to the Integrity Commission. This does not in any way set precedents for the tabling of legal advice given to the Speaker in the future. However, as Speaker, my ultimate duty is to ensure clarity and full understanding by the Jamaican people in public affairs. Regardless of my ruling and the differing legal perspective provided as it relates to reports of the Auditor General, they have all been tabled, and I will continue to table the reports accordingly to previously established practice for the time being. Nevertheless, in the interest of good governance, I urge this House and strongly urge this House to act quickly to review the relevant legislation to remove any ambiguity or gaps in the process. Thank you. Petitions, papers, reports from committees, notices of motions given orally.
Madam Speaker, thank you. Just note that the list here that was provided of the items that are being tabled today do not include the opinions to which you have referred. So this is an incomplete list then, is it, Madam Clerk? And we'll be getting a complete list of what's been tabled?
I asked the clerk, she will address you. She will speak to you. She did an amendment, so she will update accordingly. Notices of motions given orally.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
We don't have to listen no more. But should we really answer Juliet? When the sister she hijacked, who forced you today when you come to Parliament to change your mind, to release the to table the Attorney General report? Where is the pressure coming from, Juliet Holness? Could that pressure, Juliet Holness, be a consequence of Central Executive meeting over the weekend? Who backed you into a corner to make sure the report is released, that the Attorney General advice is tabled? You never even put it on the paper. Starboy, how are you? Lauren Taylor, for everybody sound, for everybody know what the agenda is, Beulah. What the agenda, Daniel Atkinson, is going to be for the day. Markland Fagan, you hijacked them. Carleen Jones. I wonder what you're hiding. Janet Moody, what you hiding, Juliet? Why your eyelash them a chimble so? Why you can't keep eye contact with we the audience where you feel talk and interact with? How your voice gone down so? Nobody language expert na there, Cynthia B. Darrett White. Angela Robinson. Nobody language expert na there. Because something certainly don't look right or calm with Juliet, Lilith Lockerbie. Something no look right or calm. But Juliet tell we say, she read tabling the Attorney General report. Renice Nicholson, how are you? Althea. She tabling the Attorney General report. This is not a precedent going forward. Precedent is there long time, my dear. Are you a child? Come change it. Selena Campbell, Sharon, Lady Bug, how are you? The precedent did a long time. So Parliament entitled to Attorney General's advice, are you a change it? You said to us, for now, you will continue to release table report in the previous accepted norm. What is wrong with the previous accepted norm? Since you come there, why you want to change it? And while you're going to stick to the usual principle for now, what are your reasons to change it to what you want it to be? Oh, no, sister, that woman is mad. Tell me if no sister, that woman is crazy. Hold on then. One second, please. What is Juliet hiding? Why is Juliet so nervous? Who really backed Juliet into a corner? Because tabling of the Attorney General report wasn't on the day's agenda. Lauren Taylor wasn't on the day's agenda. That's why Mark Golden asked that question, because it wasn't on the day's agenda. So why is Juliet Holness hijacking the parliament? What is her agenda? What is she hiding? Jalov, thank you very much. Thank you. Jackie Graham, how are you? But I'm hoping we will hear soon what's in the Attorney General's advice. I have not checked in the Gleaner or any of the papers since them come out, them do them thing in a parliament today. But for sure, we will know in time if she's hiding behind something, what she's hiding behind, and why them are hide. But Mr. Patmore has joined us now, and we will bring Mr. Patmore on screen for an interview. This is an interview to get to know Mr. Patmore, which will be the PNP candidate for the next general election for South Trelawny constituency. Mr. Patmore?
Yes, good evening, good evening.
Good evening. Would you like to turn your camera on?
Oh, camera off. No, it's on, you know.
Oh, it's on, but it looks like you're in the dark.
Okay. Well, just a minute.
Hold on, please, audience. We are sorting out things on the other end. Mr. Patmore?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Just a minute. Just trying to get the camera up and running.
Oh, okay, let me take you off screen until the camera.
Okay.
Okay, you're good now.
Yes.
Good evening, Mr. Patmore. Welcome to Global Television. It is good to have you over here this evening. The audience will get to know Mr. Patmore and who is Mr. Patmore. So explain to the audience for us who Mr. Patmore is.
Okay, good evening, viewers, good evening, listeners. I greet you well from Southern Trelawny, cool hills, as you might know. Paul Patmore, I was born in South Trelawny, a community called Olive River in Limers in South Trelawny. So I'm a South Trelawny man. I was I grew up in that community, born in that community, grew up in that community, went to Lower River Primary and Junior High. At that time, it was Lower River All Age. After leaving Lower River All Age, I went to Homewood Technical and spent 4 years at Homewood. Then I was with my father in Christiana at a hardware for around 4 years, and then I returned to Southern Trelawny where I started my funeral home in those days. Yeah, so, and from that time, that's where I've been doing business there from ever since. I try to help in my community in every way that I can, be a part of almost every youth club in the surrounding. I volunteer most church groups, always taking part in with the schools around me, sponsoring different events.
Mhm.
And in 2006, I was given the Governor General Award for community service. So the Governor General and his team noticed that I've been active and assisting persons and doing a lot of community service around South Trelawny. So I was given an award at that time. In
So
20,
for going
yes,
forward for you, that is a record to show that you are well engaged in the community. You are doing the work on the ground.
yes.
So explain some of the things that you have done on the ground that puts you in the front row seat to really represent Southern Trelawny.
Yeah, due to those activities that I've done over the years, in 2012, I run as an independent candidate and I won. I won that division. It was a stronghold JLP division, where the JLP always get like 90% of the votes in that division. In the 2012 election, I received some 65% of the vote. The JLP got 30% and the PNP 5% in that election. And it was due to the amount of work that I've done over the years with football. So I was very close to the youths, close to the elderly. But one of the main things that gave me the push, because that's the community that I was born in, there's a spring above. Luckily, we have the spring above the community. Some, I would say around 3,000 feet in the woods, but it was above the Lower River community. The community people always been telling the government or the different representative that the water can come down to the road. But they say it would take millions, hundreds of $1,000,000 to do it. Because you know how government operate. Just one person to come and stand up and look up the hill. He would have to come in his jacket, suit, and tie and stand up down by the road and look up and tell them that, yes, if the water is up the hill, it will run down the hill. And maybe that's $4 million just to do that. So they will tell you that they want hundreds of millions to bring the water down. I use $160,000 of my own money to buy some domestic pipes. And we buy over 3,000 feet of pipes, plastic pipes, and we run the water, take the water from up the hill and take it to the roadside. And it's one of the largest project right now. It's one of the things that will give me the general election when the time comes. I can tell you that water gonna give me that election. You know, so that's one of my main thing. But I have been working with the elderly in the community from ever since. Through I operate a funeral home, and one of they brand me as the cheapest funeral home because I started out that funeral home to assist persons who was having challenge burying their dead. And that's how I started, and I tried to stick with the poorer class of people, you know, and people who really want to save some money. I really try to stick with them. And
so the community can say Mr. Patmore is a people's person. Mr. Patmore is a community man. He cares about us. You can say that the people can vote for you on that.
Yes, most definitely. And because I grew up in that era, and I really know when they say they don't have any water, I know what they're talking about. I've been- Some 30 years ago, I used to be a part of that young people who used to have to get our jugs and so on, head down to the river to get water. We used to have to bathe in a river. So I
In
understand the
relation,
needs of the people.
in relation to the work you did by irrigating and distributing the water down the hill that you explained, did you get any help from financial help or logistic or operational help from the local government or from the MP of the constituency?
No, not the MP, but when I was councillor, with through the help of the mayor at the time, Mr. Garth Wilkinson, and my regular monthly funding that we get at the parish council, and some assistance from through RADA, we were able to invest $2 million into the project. So we move out that pipe, the domestic pipes that we used to have. And we spend over $2 million now to get tanks and proper pipe. So that's what keeping the project going right now. So through RADA and the parish council at the time, we spent another $2 million on that project.
So looking at your 5-point plan, let's on that start with point 1 and expand on how you're going to improve the water infrastructure system across your constituency.
Yes. South Trelawny, one of the main problems that we have right now is water. Water is one of the main problems, followed by roads. And I will just look at water. In Lower River there, we have that project that I started.
If you want, you can lump road and water together. I'll accept that.
Yes. So we have road and water. And for the water, my plan is to set up a big catchment tank down there in Lower River, and then we're gonna pump the water up to Lime Tree, and then we will gravity feed it from Lime Tree straight down to Wait a Bit community. That's for my first maybe 2 years. That's what I want to do for the first 2 years. And that's same place in Lower River. We're gonna go over now to Olive River, and the Olive River Road. We want to pump some water up a hill on the Olive River Road, and then gravity feed it to houses in the community. So we're planning to set up a large water supply for the Lower River and straight back to Wait a Bit area. So that's my first year. The road in that same community, it was from the road from Lina Parish to Ulster Spring was done only 3 years ago. Only 3 years ago. And the road, it was so poorly done that it couldn't even live out a term, because we are just 2.5 years into a term, and the road is in a deplorable condition already. Everything is almost gone. You know, that's the thing that I know, that as when I become member of parliament, I'll be taking up that with the NWA, because they are the one that was set up to supervise the work that was done. The member of parliament get the work, and they get their contractors, but it wasn't done properly. And that's one of the things that I'll be taking up with the NWA. Another thing that
And
I'll be looking at.
would you be saying that your experience with the project you have done and the water irrigation system previously will give you more experience in putting in practice operationally what you want to have done in water distribution across your constituency?
Yes, most definitely. And not just for the Limas division, we can do the same thing down in the Ulster Spring division, over in Warsaw, and even in Albertown division. All 4 divisions right now is troubled with water. Water is one of the main problems. and roads. Our farm roads is in a deplorable condition. Over the years, what we had was politicians, but we haven't had anybody who really come out and represent the people. And that's one of the problems that we have in South Trelawny, the lack of proper representation. And that's one of the things that I'm offering myself up to do, to go out and represent the people. So one of the things that I'll be
You're
tackling...
saying to the people of Trelawny, if you want changes in the constituency, Paul Patmore is your guy at the next election.
Yes, one of the things that I want to, I don't know, for the youths, at the Waitabit Community Center is one of the center that was set up by Brascoli, and he was the representative of the Jamaica Labour Party in the 80s, and he set up this community center in Waitabit. Under this president, the last member of parliament, what they did, they rent out that community center to a private person. So whenever somebody have a dance or a party or any form of event, no, they will have to just keep it in the road or don't have anywhere to keep it. So I'll be fighting, putting up with the community to fight back for that community center. Because if you hear about World Clash, that's where it was started. So it's a very good venue. So we're going to fight back for the community center that the young people in that area can get it to for its use. And we want to look at the play fields right across South Trelawny. Nobody paid none of the play fields any money. So we want to get them fenced up, get them light up so people can really take part in evening activities, you know.
Following on from your entertainment you spoke about, tie your policies for your constituency into that with your promotion of ecotourism in the cockpit country.
Yes, ecotourism is one of the things that will be big on my first year, definitely in my first year. Especially we're gonna push for in the cockpit country, especially the Alps Mountain, because one I think that we realize is that a lot of persons who come to Jamaica, tourists that come to Jamaica, they are now tired of sun and sea. So we want to push the cockpit, set up trails, set up some little houses, and encourage persons that have land. A lot of persons have a lot of caves on their property, and we're going to help them to market those caves and get tourists coming in especially the Ulster Spring area, Alps and Sawyers area. So that's one of the things that I will be pushing.
How will that revenue from that ecotourist, if put in practice, how will that benefit or develop the community economic-wise?
We're going to encourage persons, so those tourists that come, they will get a chance to move around the community, spend a little money with just the shop persons around. So the man with the liquor shop will get a chance to interact with the tourists, sell them something. So when you talk about South Trelawny, you're talking about yam. And if you're driving through South Trelawny right now, you hardly can get a piece of roast yam to it. So we want to promote that type of thing in the tourists, so that tourists can come in and get their roast yam. Whenever they're passing through Trelawny, they must know that they can get roast yam. When you look at just the rocks that we have there, when you're driving through Ulster Spring and Alps, whenever I'm going through, I always have to stop and take pictures. I want to set up some little sites where persons can stop and rest, like a little rest stops, coming through the hills there, with some benches and where people can take photographs and those things. So that's one of the things I'll be pushing for.
Let's backtrack a bit to roads. If elected, given that you know the constituencies and all the surrounding community, do you have a priority list of roads that rather be under the National Works Agency or under local government that you would want to see priority placed into really get those roads operational and usable for the public?
My first work now would be from Lina Parish to Ulster Spring. We have to get back that road in good driving order. We have I'm not sure if you're familiar with the road, but even down by Stettin, there we have
No,
a
I'm
breakaway.
not familiar with Trelawny, but a lot of my audiences
Yes.
are. But I know.
So the road from Stettin, we have at least around 5 breakaway down there now. I mean, dangerous breakaway. Where persons not familiar with the road, and we have a lot of gullies. I know that they will go over some of those gullies. So we have to the line of parish to Ulster Spring Road have to be one of those roads. We have over in the Warsup area, the division, we have a place where we call Wilson Run. A lot of persons know it as Crownland. That road is really bad. We're looking at the Troy Bridge is something that have to be on the top burner. When you go down to in the Ulster Spring area, that division, most of the roads, parish council roads, most of them need fixing. All of the farm roads, I don't know how the farmers are managing right now. The place is just run down, and I know that I always say that I would take one term, but there's no MP now that can come into South Trelawny and fix it up in one term. We need at least 2 or 3 terms to do it. The place is run down so badly right now. We haven't had no proper representation for a long while. And so we have a lot of work to do, and I'm gearing up for that. And that's why Trelawny is blessed to have somebody who wants to represent South Trelawny. It's not that somebody come to me like a friend come to me and ask me to run, or the party call me and ask me to run. I'm the person that make my call the party and said, I would like to get the opportunity to run. So the first time we're going to have a member of parliament who really want to represent the people, not somebody that have been asked by a friend or a party.
On point 4, a subject dear to a lot of us hearts: no mining in the cockpit country. Explore on that for us, please.
I know that I'm a member of a party. You know that I can't really speak as an independent person anymore. And as you would know, we have a spokesperson on mining in the PNP. So we haven't met them and sit down with them and speak on the matter. So I don't really want to.
Okay, let's move on to agriculture and employment for your constituency. How do you plan to implement that? Do you have a planned budget for that? And what are the areas of agriculture that you would focus in, which is good for that area, and the type of employment you're looking at bringing forward for young people?
I was only councillor for 4 years, but one of the things that I helped with was some small bridges, because we have a lot of tracks, but a lot of them we have to cross over rivers, and I was able to put in around 4 or so of those small bridges, that because we use a lot of donkey and mule in our area. So the farmers are crying out for there's some farm roads and accessible roads that people can carry their donkeys and so. So we have quite a few of that is needed around South Trelawny, some small bridge and some small farm roads. That's one of the main problems, farm roads. They plant a lot of yam, but getting out, it's costing them too much to get it to the road. So they need some farm roads. One of the things that I want to do is to see rather get back to their core function. Right now in South Trelawny, I can tell you that RADA is more like a distribution agent for the member of parliament. The main thing that they do is that the member of parliament will tell them that they have 100 bags of fertilizer to give out. But that 100 bags of fertilizer will come with a list of names. So what you will find is that those names are on it is not the extension officer who go to the farms select those names. They are selected by the member of parliament or the persons in their offices. And I want to see that change. I want the extension officers are the person that's supposed to be telling the MP what is needed. Say, yes, we can you help with 100 bags of fertilizer or 500 bags of fertilizer. And these are the names of person, not the MP, not the other way around, where the MP is selecting the names. So most of the time help come, but it don't reach the farmers. It reaches to some persons that are aligned to a party. And it's all, most of the time, it's both PNP and JLP might do it at times, but that's one of the things that I want to see change. Rather getting back to their core function by assisting the farmers with technical advice, not as a distribution agent. We don't have, how our land are set up. For yam, you don't need much irrigation. Irrigation won't work for yam farmers. So it's not one of the things that will work. Yam sticks are one of the problems. So we want to have a massive tree planting exercise straight through the cockpit, come up where all the farmers, we're going to get the farmers now to start plant trees that they can get the yam stick from, because they have to buy yam stick now from over in Senton, Clarendon, and further down in Trelawny. So transportation cost is one of the problems. So we want to encourage them to let us start planting some yam sticks in our area. We have a lot of bamboos, but for some reason or the other, the farmers does not choose to use bamboos. And when you ask them, they say, boy, some of them afraid of lizard, different excuses. But bamboo could help us with some of the costs for yam. So we have to put up a nice little training session when it comes to use of bamboos. So, but our farm roads is one of the main problems.
What is law and order like in South Trelawny?
South Trelawny is one of, I would say, it's one of the low. If you pass the stations, most of the time is like the police officers don't have anything to do. Our crime rate is very low in South Trelawny. I'm one of the contractors, funeral home contractors. I'm contracted to pick up bodies, and like if somebody get murdered and so Patmore's funeral home is contracted for the parish of Trelawny. And I can tell you, it's very, very low. We used to have a lot of stealing pre their last name, but it's down now. Sometimes it's because of the price of the yam. If the price of the yam is good, we have a lot of stealing. When the price of the yam is low, it's a bit different. But it's really okay. The cells, the prison, the lockups that we have, we only have one lockup now in South Trelawny. Only one lockup. So that's the Ulster Spring lockup. At wait a bit, they don't have a lockup. At over in Warsaw, they don't have a lockup, but they are repairing that station and down. So if anything happen up in South Trelawny, up in the hills, they have to take those persons down to Clarkstown or Falmouth. So that's one of the things that I would like to see, the repair of the wait a bit station, so we can have a proper lockup of that side.
Can you commit to the people of South Trelawny and the people of Jamaica that when you're elected as MP, you will sign the code of conduct?
Yes, most definitely. Most definitely. Presently, I'm a justice of the peace. I serve the people. I work closely with the police. I work closely with the citizens. I try to live by example. In my doing every day, I try to set example for the young people around me. I want to be that person that the young guys in the street can look and say, I want to be like Mr. Patmore one day. Because they know how I started my business. I started with just one little skettle car doing funerals, and they watched me grow my business, build my funeral home, own my own cemetery, have certain amount of hearses, so they watch me grow from nothing.
How much people do you employ at the moment, Mr. Patmore?
15 persons. I employ 15 persons now.
Okay, okay.
Yes, and all
I want you to take this time to explain to the people of South Trelawny and the people of Jamaica why they should support Mr. Patmore, why the community, the country, and the diaspora should support Mr. Patmore financially in order to achieve his goal. Explain to Jamaica why Paul Patmore is the one to be elected for change and development in South Trelawny. Take your time to explain to the people.
yes, I have a track record of service above self. I love my parish. I love Trelawny. I am passionate about people. I always want to, the Trelawny that I want to be a part of it. I want to help to build that Trelawny that I always dream of. I was born in this era. I grew up in the era. I know what the people want. I'm just passionate about Trelawny, and I prove myself in 4 years. There's no other councillor that fixed more roads than Paul Patmore when I was an independent councillor. So you can imagine if I get the opportunity now to be a member of parliament, if I do so much work, if I fix so much road, I beg the citizens of South Trelawny to give me a chance to prove myself. And I beg for just one chance. And the next time I tell them I will earn the other chance. But I want to get just this one chance to prove myself. I'll be fixing the roads. Because remember, that's where I do business, that's where we live. So if the road is bad, it affects me. If we don't have any water, it affects me. If the people life is not improved as a businessman in the community, I cannot make any money. So this is personal to me, to help to improve the life of people in Trelawny. It's personal. If I want to make money, I have to make sure that the Trelawny people start making money. The little man in those communities have to start making money. That's when they have a dead, they can come to Mr. Patmore and say, Mr. Patmore, I want this casket. So it's personal. It's not that somebody coming from somewhere to reap from Trelawny and then go away and live somewhere else. This is where I live. This is where I do business. I have my kids here. My school is here. My church is here. So it's only best for you to choose Patmore's.
And can you guarantee to the people that you won't be one of those politicians who forget your promises once you get elected? Because too often, Mr. Patmore, those are the politicians we engage with. Can you guarantee the people of South Trelawny that Mr. Patmore will remain loyal to the community? Mr. Patmore will stay on track to develop South Trelawny.
But for those of you who don't live in Jamaica, who are not in South Trelawny, I can tell you that the people of South Trelawny right now believe in Paul Patmore. The same phone number that I used to run my election in 2012 is the same phone number that I use now. I only have one phone. My phone number is published everywhere. I put it up on my Instagram, my Facebook. Everybody know that they can take up the phone and call Mr. Patmore. I will have 22,000 voters in South Trelawny at the moment. My number is available to any one of them. There's nobody that can tell you that they ever call my phone and don't get me and I don't call back. Because that's the same phone number that I use to, if somebody calls me to pick up a dead, that's the same phone number. That's one of my numbers. If somebody asks me for a bucket of water, that's the same phone number. If somebody begging me 25 chicken, that's the same phone number. There's no one that can say they ever call me and don't get me. Even as I'm on the road for maybe just around 2 months now, and there's no one that can say they ever call me in 2 months and don't get me. And that's the same phone number for I was campaigning in 2012. So they know that I'm available. I'm loyal. I'm dedicated to my community. You know, so I'm always available. It was just since my wife was saying, you have to set a work time because person have been calling me even 6:30 in the morning. You know, and when you're on the road campaigning up to around 10, at 6:30 you still need some rest. So I'm gonna maybe have to set it from around maybe say 9 to around 6 or 7 o'clock. But everybody know that they can always get Patmore. And nothing will change. I can guarantee that nothing at all will change. I will be the same person. I'm a humble person. I used to money. I used to being poor. I used to hungry. I understand people.
And if members of the diaspora or in Jamaica wants to support your campaign financially, is that something that you would be willing to
Yes,
accept?
that's something that I will
And how should they contact Mr. Patmore if they want to assist in
yes,
funding his political campaign?
yes, we are on it's Paul_Patmore on Instagram, or you can just type in, if you go on Google and type in Paul Patmore, it's one of those newer politicians that if you go on, it's one of the names that if you go on Google and just type in Paul Patmore, you're gonna see a lot of information come up. So everybody
Okay.
can check me out. And my numbers are all over the place. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, everywhere. Just type in Paul Patmore, you're gonna see a whole lot of things come up. And my number is 876-443-2153. That's my WhatsApp number. That's my number that you can always call. So if somebody wants to assist, just give me a call on WhatsApp and we can always discuss it.
Would that be the correct number on the screen?
You're breaking. I'm not hearing you clearly.
Is that the correct number? I've pinned the number on the screen. Is that the correct number?
On the screen, I'm not seeing.
Yes, it's 876-443-2153.
Yes, that's my number.
Okay. Is there anything else that you want to say, inform the public about that we have not covered that you would like to cover?
No, just want to say thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to hail up the persons from South Trelawny and encourage them to give me the opportunity to serve them, because that's something I know that I will do well.
You're welcome. I want to thank you tonight, Mr. Patmore, for joining Global Television and explain to the people your plan for South Trelawny. If you do ever feel during your campaign period that you want to come back and explain to the audience, you're welcome. So thank you very much for being here tonight, and Global Television wish you all the best in your efforts to represent your constituency.
Yes, thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Good night, and thank you very much.
Yes.
Yes, people, that was Mr. Patmore, the candidate for the next general election for the South Trelawny constituency. One thing I always believe in is that political representatives should really, whether be at the central or local government level, should really come from the community. Because those people understand the community, understand the people, have a rapport with the community, know all of the little crevices and corners of the community that those who are enforced upon you don't really know. They're like the gates, the sitting gatekeepers. Rather, so I'm of the view that that is the way to go in politics. He sounds very sound and what his plans are. All the information I'm getting on him getting about him from on the ground It's all good information about his community works and the assistance to people in the community and to the community in general. So if he, and as an independent counselor, he has proven track record. So hopefully the people of South Trelawny would realize, if they so do require the development, would really put someone forward at central government to really represent their constituency and what Mr. Patmore plan is for the constituency. I really want to thank Mr. Patmore and thank to my researchers who assisted me. Thank you very much. You know who you are. Well done, well done. Thank you. And everyone is welcome here for an interview. You know, this is not a People's National Party platform. It is a Jamaica First platform. Everybody is welcome to come over here. Certainly, we may have horn, but we don't buck. We have teeth, but we don't bite if you don't trouble with. So, you can come for an interview, set out your stall to the people, let the people know what your plans are. Nobody now listen over CVM and TVJ anymore. So when you go over there for interview, unless a lot of we carry on social media, nobody not really know. So you have to meet the people. Politics is about meeting the people where they are. And this is not picking on anybody, but we can talk about any politician we want. Joseph Patterson and the UIC have some awfully good policies. But my God, am I fed up of Joseph Patterson armchair politics. The type of politics that Joseph Patterson is engaging, it's not going to lead a successful third party in the country. Because Mr. Patterson wants to be a political vlogger posing as a politician. It's not how it works, Mr. Patterson. Politics is about meeting the people wherever they are. And everybody depends on social media, Mr. Patterson. There are people in the highways and hedges where you really have to go roll up your shoes and put on water boot, go meet them. I saw Jamaica stay, I saw Jamaica design. You have to go in the highways and hedges. The armchair politics, Mr. Patterson, it is rather a political vlogging style rather than real grassroots politics. You're not going to get anywhere in politics as a new party without willing to do the grassroots work. Politics, social media, and the media landscape is an enhancement in politics to getting your message to a wider audience. But individually, you have to do a lot of the work on the ground, community by community, division by division, constituency by constituency. The great ideas alone, Mr. Patterson, will not work. The great ideas alone will not work. You're not doing politics. You're doing political vlogging. And it's quite a different thing. The party is not going to rise or go forward in that manner. You have to meet the people where they are. And also politics go, people not come meet you. And you have to go meet them, Mr. Patterson. All in Forest, Ubuntu, JC, Real Sweet, Wagwan, Colleen Stewart, Denise Hall, Wagwan, Ladybug. I hope I haven't missed anyone. Izzy Holder, Colin Jones, Yvette Gonzalez, Diana Atkinson, Lorraine Taylor. I hope the interview went well, Yvonne Morris. But we're always here, Latoya Williams, to give a voice to those who seek to represent us. Paulette Johnson, we're not being partial to any. Merle Gohagan, good evening. We're not being partial to any political party. We are about Jamaica. So anybody is welcome here for an interview. I'm going to also bring on, sorry people. I'm going to also bring on Dr. John Lennon for an interview as well. That will be sometime soon. Just let me take a quick break and join you back shortly. Thank you very much and welcome back to the Global Television Group. What did you think about the interview? Anyone have any issues? Joan Higgins, Arlene Foster, how are you? Kevin Boss McFarlane, good evening. Good evening, JP, good evening. Good evening, all, and welcome. Thank you all for joining us. Did anyone have any issue with the interview? Let me go to the bottom of the comments. Song bad like yours. Carlos created this song that linked into so many. That song deals with so many different ongoing issues and with long-term issues then. Let me start the quarreling. No, nobody like and share. When you couldn't take the likes up to 200, you know, it don't all that bad. 200 and add on still there here. I did 400 and add on there here. Come on, man, hit the like button. It's not all that bad. Take the likes up to 200. I mean, it's not all that bad. Can we take the likes up to 200, please? God know, me notice we up on YouTube. I don't like when people quarrel over likes. You have to quarrel over it, forget it. I never understand that. Why you have to roll and quarrel just for somebody hit the like button. No, sir. Wanna stay bad. Bad, 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 bad. Imagine if one of they have to pay if you hit the like button. Like button would have freeze. May I tell you no? Because if you freeze so, if you freeze so and everybody afraid of it, on a finger now go stick there and stay there forever, you know. You just hit the like on your finger move. It not damage your finger neither. So please help us to support the live by hitting the like button. Support the live, people. It takes a lot out of me providing you content. Yes, I do love what I do, but you know, the little like and share. The little like and share goes a long way. But back to the Speaker of the House. She just not letting go. She's hell-bent on changing certain things. I don't know if I rub it dead or rub her a long time. And now she get the opportunity to change it. She just throw the axe all over the place. But even though one, she was backed into a corner to release the Attorney General report that she sent back. She was then backed into a corner. She backed into a corner to table them. Now she backed into a corner to release the Attorney General, to table the Attorney General report. But in the same time, she still had threatened the country. So me only do it for food no normal way, wanna always do it, me only do it something now. But on me case and read because me hell-bent and changing it to how me want it. And don't bother things because me show no today. It sets a precedent going forward. So when Attorney General advise the government, busybody for know we're in there. I don't so go to people. Believe you me, I don't so it go. Juliet Holness, Miranda Raddock, how are you? Just decide, so you know what? Me want put a stamp on my dunceness. Me can reach so, me can be so dunce and reach so high and make sure my dunce stamp, my dunce stamp don't left where me go. Me frightened say me reach yaso because and say how me dunce and reach yaso. Me have to frighten so till me want leave my stamp of dunceness. If not so, she could not go on so. She couldn't hell-bent, determined to rip up the norm and fix it how she want to fix it. So something is wrong. Are them a hide something? Are them a rig me jig the thing? For dodge something? But ask yourself why this government don't want to give up. Count your blessings. How are you? This is just a waste of money, you know. Because the appeal court or the Supreme Court, wherever on will go, is going to knock on our back. When you violate the Constitution is a waste of money. The parlor and the government enjoy wasting Sharon South, how are you? Enjoy wasting your money. If you say you have respect for the rule of law, and even if you disagree with a constitutional court ruling, as the director of public prosecution, as the attorney general, as the minister of justice, you would respect that arm of the Constitution, which is the guardian of that document. But rather is a bull cow fight on a decide to put up with the court over their correct ruling and opinion. How could Paula have such, along with the Attorney General and the Minister of Justice, have such grave misinterpretation or misunderstanding of the law or a ruling from the courts? No, they do not. The whole of we got the same law school. They're just playing a game with you. Is the bat and ball of the legal system. All of us have our own legal opinion and understanding of the law coupled with facts. But only though, Paula, some black and white facts are just black and white facts, ma'am. The court says, I accept you can legislate to extend the retirement age of the DPP. But going around the Constitution to legislate to extend the tenure of the DPP is not what the Constitution says. The Constitution says it must be done in a consensus with the opposition. That's the Constitution prescription. No amount of legislation around the Constitution, Wayne Evans. No amount of water in dirt like the pigs the Jamaica Labour Party members are. Jam. It's just about wasting the country's money. It's really not about justice here. They are not really confused of the interpretation of the law. They're not confused by the judgment. They are rather more embarrassed by the judgment. And in order to do so, them take with on a whirlpool of game. It's the same thing they've been playing with us from Mark Golden asked them to table the Attorney General's report. They must spin around for confused if we leave them alone. Me not get dizzy so easy. Me not get dizzy nor fed up so easy. So this raft of confusion to continuously confuse the people, it's just not going to work. A lot of us know how to decode them. A lot of us know how to stay on them to remind the public of who you all are. And remind the public of the lies you all continue to tell. But I want to thank Mr. Patmore for coming to Global TV tonight. And I want to thank all of you, as always, for your continuous support on Global Television. Brownman Security, Wagwan, Ivan Bradford. And to those of you who have recently joined the Global Television family, welcome to Global Television. Thank you very much for becoming a part of the family. And to those who continue to purchase membership on Global Television, thank you for your support on the platform. Thanks to everyone for their continuing viewership on Global TV. We really appreciate your support. I want to thank all of you for being here tonight. I hope you have a great evening. Thank you all very much. And we will see you tomorrow morning at our At a Glance program. Thank you very much for your continuous support to Global Television. We really appreciate that. Good night from Global TV.